CEO of BRICKS and MINIFIGS, Ammon McNeff, went on Fox 5 today, and he gave an interview, and he basically just lied over and over again.
Suit must be expensive, must take a whole effort from a large company. Why go this route instead of, as people say, try to just settle Brian's collection and move on and make everyone forget it? Was that ever an option?
Well, we've been working to try and work with Mr. Mansell for a good little while. We've asked for documentation as far back as a year ago, but we continue to reach out to try and get towards a resolution with the Mansell family on this matter.
Brian was trespassed from the Salem, Oregon location. How is he... What? We know this to be false. Brian tried to get his Legos back. They said, let's go to court. Ben tried to get his Legos back. We all know how that turned out.
From our side of things, if there have been any missteps through the transition of the store, we want to make things right. We want to do what's right by the customer. But all we asked for was documentation, and every time we asked for that up to this point, we seem to kind of then lose the connection.
Another blatant lie. Brian, yet again, had the whole list. He had the document. He had the agreement. They fucking trespassed him. Ben did the same thing. And yet again, we all know how that turned out.
Hey, Mr. Mansell, we've offered to compensate him for the loss of the compensation that should have been given to him. So we've tried to make multiple offers, and hopefully we'll be able to get them to the table so we can discuss it.
Now, this is true. They did offer Brian some compensation back in the beginning of all this, but that is a false narrative here because they offered him maybe like $5,000 worth of the sets or like $10,000 worth when he was, well, at least deservedly owed like $80K minimum. So while yes, it is true for him to say they tried to offer Brian compensation, it's a false narrative. Like they were trying to just bait him into accepting that low offer, and then they would have abolished themselves of any wrongdoing. I'm not 100% sure about this, but any other offer made to Brian after the first one was most likely after everything had gone super public and super viral. So, it's obviously just an attempt to save face, as they should have done in the very beginning of all this.
But we know that consignment agreements can be very difficult, and so we make sure that in our operations manual, through all of our training, we train all franchisees that consignment is not part of our model. It's written into the operations manual, it's trained on, it's very explicit. However, unfortunately, we had a franchisee go rogue and enter into a consignment agreement without our knowledge or authorization, and then it appears that may not have been honored with the person that she had entered into that consignment agreement with.
Yet again, another lie from Ammon. In Crystal's franchise agreement, it explicitly says she's allowed to do consignment. The YouTuber Legal Eagle, he made a whole video about this. His first part is just covering the basics and breaking it all down. But in that video, he also says that in the just general franchise agreements that Bricks and Minifigs has, 4 times it talks about consignment and that how consignment is allowed. I'm not a lawyer, but Legal Eagle is, so... And finally, the biggest lie of them all.
Well, our number one priority in this entire situation is and has been to ensure that anybody, including Mr. Mansell and his family, they are treated fairly. And so, as we've gone through the documents and we've looked at everything, our number one priority right now is to ensure that he gets made whole. With the underreporting that took place in the documents that...
Do I have deja vu, or did he just say the same fucking lie 3 different times to 3 different questions?